I was finishing up my duties. I cleaned my desk in the office, getting ready. It was a Friday afternoon, and I was on my way home in my staff vehicle, and the call came in for a hang glider down on Lookout Mountain. When we got to the gentleman, he was in critical condition, and my goal was to get him off the mountain as fast as we possibly could. The rescue rappel team and the helicopter got on scene much sooner than we had anticipated, and I didn't have time really to secure the scene. And the helicopter pilot had radioed down to me and asking me to move the hang glider from the area because he was worried about it being sucked up into the rotors. And in the process of doing that, it started to lift off the ground, and my first thought was for the people in the helicopter. So I grabbed onto the handle of the glider, hoping that my body weight was enough to hold it down, and it wasn't. And I was airborne for about 25 feet or so, and then I went off a rock outcropping, and I fell approximately 15 feet. I hit my head on a rock, and when I hit my head on the rock, my legs went up over my shoulders, and that's when I fractured my neck. At that point in time, I became the critical patient. I was core zero, I had no pulse and wasn't breathing. And so the paramedics came down and did CPR on me, and my heart started right away. Fortunately, I was in really good shape prior to the accident, and I still wasn't able to breathe on my own. My diaphragm was paralyzed. They packaged me up and took both me and the original victim, the hang glider pilot, to an awaiting helicopter to be transported to St. Anthony Central Trauma Center. My daughter was 1.5 years, and my son was 4 years old. And I told Lynn I was not able to speak. I could only mouth. I wasn't able to speak, and Linda would read my lips, and I said, I don't want to see my kids. I just didn't want them to see their dad in the condition I was in. And I guess it was at that point in time that I was starting to realize that, this is my life. This is how it's going to be. And I often wondered, this isn't how I want to live the rest of my life.
When I met Tom and his family, they were basically in a state of shock. And as with any catastrophic injury, people need to go through almost stages. It's almost the stages of grief. And there is denial and depression, and there is anger. And they needed to go through that. Tom went through it. He had a lot of assistance with it. But those days were dark for Tom and dark for his family.
For 2.5 years after I was injured, I felt sorry for myself. Didn't know where my life was going to go and what I was going to be, and I was just totally depressed. And Linda once came to me and said, your kids are going to grow up, they're going to go to school, they're going to play sports, and you can be a part of their life or not. I think it's kind of your choice. It was at that point in time where it did kind of snap into my mind that, life's going to go on whether I'm sitting in a chair or running around. And I decided at that point in time that I wanted to be involved with my family again and my life. Betty Hardy was there, and she was phenomenal. She was there for Lynn, and I could tell she truly was in it for what was going to be best for Tom Young and his family. She made sure that everything that we needed was met, and we started to feel a little more comfort with the whole workers' compensation deal when Betty Hardy became involved.
Before, there were so many processes involved, but you weren't putting a face on your injured worker. And the way I look at it, we're all workers of Colorado. So the potential is any of us could be injured and any of us could be catastrophic. So you want that personal touch back to be remembered you're a person and put a face on that injury. It is not the injury that defines the person, it's the person.
We set up a medical custodial account and a Medicare set-aside account to take care of his future needs. We pay administration fees yearly for the rest of his life so that they can, under the Colorado fee schedule, pay his bills that are needed. That gives Tom a great peace of mind knowing that he does not need to worry about his future medical needs.
All of the Pinnacol employees that I've dealt with, they all went way far out of their way to make sure that they would accommodate me in any way they possibly could. And they all treat me the same way. I would have to give them all a big thanks for really getting me beyond the personal struggles that I had, and to get over the depression and to be productive with my life and future. Presently, I am working around 30 hours a week. My job title is Media Services Captain, and I hope that I'm able to repay the community that's helped me through this devastating injury and gotten me back into being somewhat of a productive person within the city of Golden. Pinnacol played a huge role in me going back to work. They dealt with the city of Golden and kind of talked about my needs along with Craig Hospital and what I really needed to do to get back to work and how was it going to work to be able to once again be productive and still have workers' compensation benefits.
Pinnacol has been creative, giving us the option to set up a medical custodial account, to be able to give Tom what he needs to move on further with his life.
There are so many aspects of a catastrophic claim that involve so much, and to see the people struggling and that determination that the individual has and their family to try to be whole again, we have a better appreciation of some of the struggles that they're going through, and also to encourage that hope and give them assurance.